What if I told you that even if you do have to give up your dream job because you just can't physically keep up with it anymore, what if I told you you can still be extremely successful and have a profitable career, even if you can't work in the same capacity that you used to? Just because you have a chronic illness, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, a disability, does not mean that your life ends, does not mean that your life stops. When you get diagnosed with a chronic illness, or maybe you're told that you can expect to be in chronic pain or have chronic fatigue for the majority of your life, there's going to have to be a major shift that happens. And that usually means that you have to rethink your career choice or possibly change your job altogether. Maybe the job you once enjoyed and could easily keep up with, actually now you're finding you're running out of sick days and you're on the verge of being let go. Maybe you're at a point now where you physically can't get into work. There's a huge amount of grief to process when your life has to pivot to the extremes like this. Like suddenly overnight, your 1 year, 2 year, 5 year plan has to be thrown out the window. And actually the reality is your life is not going to look as you once thought it would. If you're someone that's looking for inspiration for a new career move, or maybe you're just looking for an extra side hustle that is manageable with your current health situation, then I'm your girl and I'm gonna help you. Thankfully, in today's world, there are many, many more options of new careers or just ways of making an extra income than there was maybe 10 years ago for people like you or me who are chronically sick or have a chronic condition. Let's jump into some ideas. Number one, you could be a virtual assistant. Now, a virtual assistant provides administrative or technical services to clients. It's all done remotely. Most of it is done online, if not all of it. The tasks within this role usually include like answering emails, managing accounts and websites, researching information, dealing with phone queries, and much more. Virtual assistants are typically self-employed and they work on a set contract with their client, which means like you can be a virtual assistant to more than one person, especially if your job only requires a few hours a week. You can actually have multiple clients that you assist with. Being a virtual assistant can be a really ideal job for the chronically ill or those that are disabled because it allows us to work from home. It's all done online. It's all done remotely. And guess what? You can set your own hours. You can have as many or as little clients as you want, as long as you set the expectation with each client that you have of what you can do and what you can't do. This can be a perfect fit for anyone's life. Also, this work usually requires minimal physical effort. You also have the added bonus of choice. As a virtual assistant, you're the one who chooses the clients. So you can find a client that aligns with your values or the things that you are most passionate about. Another job is being a community manager. A community manager is mainly responsible for managing and engaging with a company or an organization's online presence. It could even be an influencer's community. There are tons of communities from creators on Twitch that are massive that actually requires professional help to manage. Usually you would act as an admin for whatever platform the community is held on. For example, if it's a Discord server, you would also be in charge of creating the content for the community, like community posts. You would regularly engage with the people in the community, and you would also build a relationship with the customers or maybe the fans or whoever they are. Community managers are usually responsible for keeping whatever platform they're being hosted on like active, like in a Facebook group, on a forum, in a server, whatever it is. It's really important as a community manager that you are knowledgeable about either the organization, the company, or the creator who you are representing. And this is in order for you to effectively engage into their community. Because, you know, if you don't know who you're representing and you don't know their like values or the vision behind it all, it's going to be really hard for you to authentically engage into that community. I can't even tell you the amount of companies and influencers who are looking for people to manage their community. Like they can't do it all. So I would encourage you, if you know an organization that you like really love their like values, or you know of a creator that you would love to help, why don't you reach out and see if they're looking for someone to manage their communities? Again, this job is perfect for anyone with a chronic condition because it's pretty flexible. Usually you can do it in your own hours as long as you get the work done. And you can do this from anywhere. You can even do this from your own bed. If you are enjoying this video so far, you can support the channel and myself by subscribing, liking, and also sharing this video. Now, the next career choice could be a content creator itself. Now, I have a very personal story when it comes to this because this is the career move that I chose. Now, originally after I graduated from university, I wanted to do a master's either in cybersecurity or pursue a PhD in a computer science related field. I had visions of working in like a high-tech firm, being rich and being extremely successful in my own career. And then I got sick. After a few years of denial, thinking I was going to wake up and be well again and do all the things I used to do, I realized I had to loosen my grip around some of the life plans that I had held so tightly, like with a death grip. I had to have a very real reality check that my life was never going to be the same again, and I could not operate as if life was just going to go back to the way it was. I had no choice but to pivot with it. And I wish I had realized this a little bit sooner, if I'm going to be honest. So it meant for me that I needed flexible hours because for me, mornings are very hard. I'm a night owl and mornings are just horrendous. Like I don't plan to do anything in the mornings like ever unless I absolutely have to. And also I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to be in charge. I wanted to call the shots because for me, I didn't know if I was going to have a flare up for a day, a week, a month. And so therefore I wanted to be in charge of my own health and also my own work life. More importantly, I also wanted to do something that was going to light my soul up. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that God has put helping people as such a passion of my heart. I love to help others, especially people like me, because I walked around for so long thinking that I was alone in this and that like no one else was going through what I was going through. And I was so wrong. And I wish I had someone like me who was further along in her journey that could say, you know what, it sucks now, you feel alone, but you're not. Things are going to improve if you learn how to pivot in your life and find the strengths in your life instead of focusing always on what you can't do and all the things that you've lost. One of my favorite things to do is actually to encourage people. Around halfway through my journey, I started to write a blog, and then I realized I was writing tons of scripts for videos, and I thought, why don't I just put this into a video? I'll be honest, it took me a while to brave the camera, especially because for me, I can swallow a lot, and especially like you'll see some of my videos, like half of my face is swollen and my weight can really go up and down depending on the meds that I'm on or the treatment that I've just had. So I was self-conscious for a while, if I'm gonna be honest. And actually my journey with Twitch, even though I don't really stream anymore, it really helped me to start to get comfortable in front of the camera. And then in the summer of 2022, I decided to stop flirting with the idea of going on YouTube, and I actually committed. But you know, a silver lining for me is getting chronically sick made me really think about what I wanted to do and what I had a passion for, not just what everyone thought would be cool that I did, not what was going to make me the most money. I had to really decide what I physically could do as well as what I wanted to do in my heart. But yes, back to you. Content creation is an extremely viable career choice, but you gotta work at it. You may decide your hours, but actually you are going to work a lot, but it's worth it. Like I probably put more hours into my content creation than I would a 9-to-5 job. But the difference is I get to choose the hours. I get to do it on my own schedule. And like if I have a sick day or a sick week or a flare up, I usually specifically have content saved for when that happens. The reason why so many people start being a content creator and quit is because they expect a 6-figure check immediately. Now, unless you are Kylie Jenner, content creation comes with a lot of rejection and a lot of days when you're asking like, is this worth it? I'm putting in so much work and I'm not seeing anything happen. But I have coaches and friends that have thought the same thing but have kept going, and they are so successful. And so I personally am learning from the best. I'm heavily involved in the Think Media community. It not only encourages me like every day, especially on my bad days, but being in a community like that challenges me and keeps me accountable. For those of you who love to craft? That should be a new word. For those of you who love to craft or create things, why not explore selling your work on platforms like either Etsy or Shopify? These platforms are literally designed to make it easy for everyone to start an online store. And you can sell your product to anyone around the globe. The reach is huge. Etsy is a great platform for selling handmade things like jewelry and clothing and artwork. I mean, you can also sell digital stuff as well. Shopify is usually more catered to digital items, but you can do that on both. And the great thing about both of those platforms is they have access to analytics, so you can track your shop or the products that you sell, as well as marketing features. So they really do make running a successful store super easy. Again, You can work at your own pace. Like when you sell a digital item, you don't need to put money into like any stock. You don't have to create anything handmade. You don't have to like mail anything. It's literally you make it once, put it on your shop, and that's it. People will just buy and you don't have to do anything else. I have a lot of friends that have made a lot of money selling digital products. You literally can make money in your sleep. If you are thinking, gosh, this is something that I want to do, but I have no clue where to start, I'm a complete noob, there are loads of courses you can have access to on YouTube or even places like Skillshare that will teach you everything that you need to know. So you don't need to be an expert right away. There are tools that you can use to learn. Another possible job option is social media manager. A social media manager is responsible for creating and managing campaigns on platforms like, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever. This typically involves creating content, engaging with followers, and tracking the performance of campaigns. This role usually requires some knowledge in like marketing, analytics, and customer service. And you usually have to be creative and organized. And also, and this is key, able to quickly adapt to changes and trends, because we all know in the social media world, trends change all the time. I swear, trends change every day. So if you take on a role like this, you really have to make the effort to stay up to date on what's trending. And like with all the roles that I've said before, being a social media manager is something you can do from anywhere around the world. What about being a YouTube channel or podcast manager? With the continued growing boom of YouTube and now podcasts on YouTube, more and more busy creatives are looking for someone like you to manage their YouTube channel or their podcast from the back end. The spec of this role can be quite vague because it really depends what the creator wants from you and what the needs of the channel are. Usually the responsibilities of a YouTube channel manager include things like editing, dealing with the SEO of specific videos or the channel as a whole, and these things can be keywords, thumbnails, titles, descriptions, etc. And also usually you are tasked with engaging with subscribers. And as long as you are growing the channel's viewership, then you're doing a great job. This type of job usually does require some knowledge and education about how YouTube works, especially the back end features. You also need to know who your audience is. Who is the creator's target audience? Since this usually is a role that's contracted out, you can apply for roles that meet your specific abilities, however small or however large. And I cannot emphasize there is a huge need for people to manage YouTube channels and podcasts. And like I said before, if you don't know that much about YouTube, that doesn't disqualify you. Like there are ways and there are also education programs that you can take to get up to speed. Essentially, you can learn to be an expert on YouTube. All of the help that a YouTube channel manager does or a podcast manager, it really helps the creator have freedom in creating. Like they don't have to worry about every single detail because they have someone like you. For the more seasoned or experienced entrepreneur or professional, maybe think about the possibility of becoming a business coach. Now, someone who is a business coach is a professional who helps guide the clients through things like the process of starting and running a business or seeing specific business ideas through. Because a lot of times entrepreneurs are great at getting an idea, but actually implementing that idea for some people is very hard and they need a coach to help them with that. People who become business coaches are typically pretty experienced entrepreneurs. They've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, the key ring, the mug. They have wisdom that can help the more inexperienced entrepreneur. Usually their expertise is in a wide range of areas, which can include things like marketing, finances, business strategy, and like a lot more. The list goes on. As a business coach, you're there to offer wisdom, advice, guidance, and helping your client reach their goals, whatever they are. You also provide accountability and support. And for some people, all they really need is someone to be accountable to. You can also help entrepreneurs overcome certain obstacles, maybe help them not make the same mistakes that you did when you were going through the same thing. Recently, one of my really good friends, Ashley, was telling me about her experience with her business coach and like all the ways that she's helped her like reach her goals or come up with ideas or direction. And it got me thinking what an amazing opportunity this kind of job is for professionals or entrepreneurs who have had no choice but to slow down because maybe they're chronically sick. And honestly, it's just an excellent way to bring in some income and also make a huge difference in someone else's life. Another career choice or possibly a side hustle is freelancing. Did you know that you could easily hire yourself out and be known for like expertise that you already have? like in digital art, video editing, sound editing, Excel spreadsheets, databases, or databases if you're in England. I don't know. I know a lot of people who literally just make full-time money just by freelancing and monetizing their skills. And all of them do it from the comfort of their own home. And a lot of them do it actually as an extra side hustle to their job. There are specific websites like Fiverr that are designed to help pair clients with people like you who have a special subset of skills, and you can offer them a service. Can I just encourage you? There's no rule to say that you have to know everything now. You can even learn a skill. You can get educated, work hard, and become an expert in something you don't even know how to do right now. You might actually find something that you absolutely love and that you never thought of trying because you never really had the chance or the excuse to explore something completely new. And boom, now you have a new way to make money. This has by no means been an exhaustive list. Like, I've not even touched on different paths of entrepreneurship, direct selling, teaching. There's so many ways to make money when you're sick, but I wanted to go through a lot of the ways that you can do it from the comfort of your own home and in your own time. One of the most important things that I personally learned in my journey through getting chronically ill and having to really change how my life was going to work is to find something that not only I can physically do, like I have the capabilities to do, which usually requires a lot of flexibility, but it was very important for me, and I think it's very important for you, to find something that you're passionate about. What lights your heart up? What makes you happy to do? What would you even do for free? Because actually a lot of those things you can provide a service in or monetize. And oftentimes you can be even more successful than your friends doing like the 9-to-5 job thing, because a lot of these like avenues, you can work as hard as you want. And if you get really good, people will pay you a lot of money for your expertise.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing.